going live. So I'll let you know. I think it's coming on now.
Right.
Drum roll. Making it into a really big thing, aren't I here? Whoop, whoop.
And
yes, we are live. Okay, everyone, and we're welcoming the gorgeous, gorgeous Tom and Melissa to this client interview today. We're really thrilled to have you here. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you so
really
much.
Means a lot. Means a lot.
Sure.
So maybe just intro yourself and just, if you don't mind, just introing yourself and letting us know why you decided to join us in the first place. Actually, Melissa, when you found out about us, how you found out about us and why you decided to join yourself and then pull Tom into it.
Sure. Yeah. Well, of course, it was the end of the year 2020 and the beginning of a new year 2021 when everyone in the world makes resolutions about what they're going to do in the new year. Mine wasn't that much different. Be healthy, lose some weight, get into a new routine. So it was, I think, on the morning of January 1st, or maybe a couple days before, I read the article in The Guardian that mentioned you guys and Midlife Mentors, and I thought, well, that sounds interesting. So got in touch with you, had a wonderful free-flowing consultation, and decided to sign up for your 8-week program. Well, it was after I did that I said to Tom, this sounds really good. This sounds good. And what would you think about doing this together? So.
And it was a really beautiful idea because I'd had a really hard time last year, kind of an overhang from 3 years of hypertension and business travel between the US and the UK. Sometimes Melissa and I'd go back every month, and I just burned out and hit the wall. But Melissa supported me through kind of a rebuild last year, and then she came in about after the 1st of January and said, why don't we do this together? And talked about it, and then, you know, I had the chance to meet you too, and it was just the start of a marvelous journey.
It's been amazing.
It's been amazing. It's just getting more amazinger every day. Here's now.
So guys, you're around week 9 now, actually, because it's an 8-week program. You decided to stay on with us. Yeah, like, can you just give us a little bit of an explanation about, I suppose, what life looked like before the last 9 weeks, and what it looks like now? So over to you, whichever one wants to tell us what life looked like even 8-9 weeks ago.
Sure. Well, Tom and I have both floated in and out of fitness programs and personal trainers. I used to run quite a bit, and I had 2 stress fractures in my knee and had to really curtail my running and on 2 different occasions over a period of a few years. And then that led to some weight gain, and I was still concentrating on my fitness, but off and on and not staying with it. So this program, 9 weeks in, we've stayed with it together, and I think it's helped actually to do it together.
Yeah.
Because before we each had personal trainers, or I would go to Pilates and he'd go do something else, and I think it's been great for us to do this together, and we do the programs together, even though his might be different than mine on any given day. We still do them at the same time, which is fun, and we make jokes, and it's just been great. So we also did dry January, which is now into March, that we haven't had any alcohol. And I think that's had a big benefit to both of us, personally, I haven't had any chocolate either, which is almost as hard as not having wine. But I feel wonderful. I've lost some weight. I have so much more energy than I had in December of 2020. And just happy, just like really, really happy. So it's been a great thing.
Thank you for sharing that.
I think one of the biggest things about us doing it together is the honesty and the accountability. And I mean by that is, Melissa said, we've both floated in and out, and we've had, you know, real hard regimes and done all this. But even though you're doing that, you always don't tell yourself the truth. We're always very selective with the truth. As far as, well, I worked really hard this week, so this won't matter, and things like that. And then they start creeping into the days. And then, you know, and so that's been a really big thing, supportive and keeping each other accountable. But if, like Melissa said, feeling great, for me, my goals were, I just wanted to have some confidence back, you know, because I lost all my energy. I was constantly going to doctors about, why am I fatigued? Why are my muscles and my joints burning? And I just, you know, kind of wanted to some of these conditions to abate so that I could, you know, start feeling somewhat stable. But that all happened in about the first week with you guys. And now we're just like this. And every single day we say, wow, where does this go? This feels so unlimited. The dry January going into dry February, going into March. I don't know. I might just go dry 2011. I don't.
2021.
You see, I have all of those. 2021. But we're just every day it comes out and we're feeling unstoppable. Can't say enough.
I just want to say also how great it's been working with you guys. The flexibility of the program, being able to do the fitness workouts when we choose to do them, even though it's on Wednesday or Thursday or whatever. We can do it at 6:30 in the morning, or we can do it at 8 in the morning. And that's been great. Also, the access to you guys has been incredible. You've been so responsive. If we reach out to you about questions or concerns, it's just been amazing. So thank you very, very much. Really appreciate it.
I'd like to echo that there have been certainly times when one of us has tweaked our back or our knee or something like that. You know, we get a hold of you immediately and go, hey, I don't want to stop this momentum, but what do I do? And as Melissa said, you're always right there with the perfect advice that isn't take a couple of paracetamols and call me in the morning. But it's you can keep it all going, just adjust, and your access and support and the customization has just been beyond anything we've ever experienced. And the love.
It's so much. That means so much to us.
Really does.
You've been amazing as well. Like, you've stuck to everything and been so positive and upbeat through it all. You've really embraced it. And it's so great for us to see it.
Well, I've got a question actually, because this would be really helpful. Because, you know, as midlifers, you run your own business as well. So you're a husband and wife team as well, as we are. So I think that was always a really, really lovely gelling between us four. But one of the questions that really wanted, you have incredibly stressful lives, incredibly busy lives, not necessarily so stressful now because you're doing this, but you're incredibly busy. Like, how did you manage to fit what we were doing with you into your life?
Well, as I said, it's the flexibility, because we do have really busy work schedules. We both do. And that's in two very different time zones, because we have business in the US and business in the UK and Europe. And so our work days are sort of 16-hour days, but off and on according to meetings and whatever is happening. So the flexibility of this program, where we can do our fitness at the time that works for us, has been great, rather than having to go to a particular class at a particular time, or go meet a personal trainer at a particular place at a particular time. This has been wonderful. And it's just been great. And your motivation has been really terrific to keep us on task. So it's worked out well for us. I don't know why it wouldn't work out well for anyone with a busy schedule, because it's so flexible.
We love that. You know, when you say, how do we fit it in? We made it a priority.
That's true.
We made it number one. We say this, we go, hey, we can go in and fix something in the business. You can go in, you know, if you have a down quarter or something, you can figure out how to make more money. You can come back from a quarter. But if you have down health, especially when you're in your 60s, it accelerates from when you're in your midlife. So we made it number one priority. So how do we fit it in? Is we make it number one. And, you know, we make sure that we do our program with you and all that entails. First off, that starts the day, because that starts the day right. And then the rest of the day is downhill. And one of the things that I think is really hilarious from this whole thing is that we're a little bit older than midlife people.
What?
Yeah, we are. and so now we used to have all these employees in 2 continents that were in their late 30s and 40s that were running us ragged. And now it's the other way around.
Love that. I love. I bet they don't like us very much. That's amazing.
I was going to say, guys, thanks for sharing that, because like we genuinely know, like Claire and I know, like how busy you are and like how stacked your work schedule is, and it's really powerful to hear you say, you know, that it starts with actually prioritizing yourself and your health, because Tom, as you said, you know, a lot of people do, and if you don't have that, you know, everything else, like, yeah, you can work on other stuff and other things, but if you're not feeling great about yourself and not got your health, then, you know, it all starts and ends with that. So thanks for sharing that point.
Sure.
Yeah, thank you. Like, obviously, we'll talk about some of the physical things that you achieve. That's amazing. But like how does life look different now?
Do you want to take that one?
It's really easy. It's much easier now to get clarity about what's important and what's not, both in personal and business. It's much easier to get clarity. The noise has died down. Sometimes you can say life is like a snow globe. You know, if you let it sit down, you can go, oh, I can see what I need to do. And then there's an old Peter Drucker management-ism called busyness versus effectiveness. So we've traded busyness for effectiveness. And quite honestly, 2 things. Now, we can get a dozen hours work done in 3 or 4 right now by just knowing what to do. And this grounding of mental, spiritual, and physical has given us the capability to do that. And then on top of that, we just have more energy than we've ever had before. So it's not cope, it's drive. Let's go further.
Wow,
that's so awesome. Could you talk a little bit about the physical changes? Because that's obviously like what drives a lot of people in to start with. So maybe just briefly summarize what you were looking to achieve and what actually the results are so far for you from a physical perspective.
Well, so we're 9 weeks in. I think the first week I was feeling quite just unhealthy. You know, I could really tell that the extra weight and the sluggishness and all those factors were weighing on me quite heavily. Even doing the initial fitness program. And into the second week, I started feeling much better and embracing it more. And now, 9 weeks in, you know, I love your high and low, you know, when you guys trade off, you do high, you do low. In the beginning, I was pretty much doing everything low. Now, I remember one time, Claire, I told you, I can't believe how high you jump. I'm jumping.
Yes.
I think Tom said that as well. Tom was like, she's just on springs.
Yeah. So full jumping jacks, you know, full jump squats. I feel great. I feel lighter. I have lost weight, but I feel, I just have so much more energy and I feel so much better every morning and all day long. So that's it for me.
That's great to hear.
Thank you, Hum, for sharing that. Tom?
I just feel like I got a lot more energy. You know, I'm back to my old self that I was a long time ago when I used to have two switches, which is on and off. You know? And now I have that again where I wake up and I'm like, oh, I'm like, you're just like, you feel like your chest is really open because of the oxygen deficit that you keep pushing us to. And so that kick starts it, but the changes for me have certainly been so much different than any training I've ever had before, in that it's there all the time. It's not a couple times a week. It's not, it's there all the time. And so I've gotten much more aware of my physicality and my muscle structure. And so knowing how to do the training workouts on your own, you don't need to have somebody watch you there. You know, and you go, if this isn't working, I know that I need to push my knee out a little bit more to get more stability. Or a little voice in your head say, use your core. Your core will support everything you do. And it supports your posture. So it's just gone through everything. I don't have, as I mentioned, I've gone to doctors for problems like, you know, joint stuff and everything. All of those things have just gone away through proper losing weight and building a proper muscular structure to support things has just helped beyond anything I could have ever imagined. I'm just very, very grateful.
Also, the meals have changed quite a bit as well.
Yes, they have.
With your guidance, and that's been really helpful.
Yeah, I was going to say that didn't, you know, because sometimes people think that programs like this are super restrictive. Can you just give your feedback on like how we manage the nutrition side of things with you?
Well, I really loved the simple diagram with the look, you should only be eating this much the size of your hand, right? You know, we don't have to count every calorie and all that sort of thing. It's just visual, and a lot of it's just common sense, you know. So that's actually been really good.
It's been wonderful. Everything's been very, very clear. And then when you linked us with MyFitnessPal, so we keep our food diaries.
Yeah,
that's a lot about keeping the honesty. And it's really interesting, you know, to when you can go back on a week and say, what did I eat? What were the nutrients? How were they in proportion? And then you'll say, well, you know, maybe you should adjust your carbs or your proteins or your fats.
Right.
And but it's part of that always on. It's not a program that you just pull out of the box a couple times a week. it's always there.
And it's been simple, like simple things like stop having carbohydrates at night.
That's a huge
you know,
deal.
it's so easy to just make pasta and have that for dinner. And not, if you don't have carbohydrates at night, what are you going to have? Well, obviously you're going to have some nice vegetables and a nice piece of fish or chicken or something. And it's satisfying and it feels good. And it's not heavy. And that's made a huge difference.
Yeah, that's a game changer for so many people. So many people. So I'm conscious of time, guys, because you are so busy. What would you say is your favourite, was your favourite bit? If you could pinpoint anything, what would you say your favourite bit of the programme was?
Oh, I don't know. I just love the whole thing. Do you have a favorite bit?
I'm liking it all. You know, guys always like to do weights, right? And they only like to do certain weights, not up. They like to do upper body and not legs. So like, I love to do all that equally, but I love the HIIT classes so much.
Me too.
Even though there is a level beyond low, which I'm at often. There's like super low, but also the abs. I've never ever thought I would like abs and core work, but when we get momentum and we see progress happening, we go, game on. Let's do some more of that. And so I like it all. We like you. We just love you guys because it wouldn't be it without you.
We love you too.
We love you
awesome.
too. We love you so much.
Our question time. Last question.
Oh, last question.
Yeah. What would you say to anyone that was considering the program, maybe sitting on the fence going, oh, shouldn't I?
Stop considering and do it.
We didn't pay her to say that.
Just do it, right?
Just do it.
I think the thing is, just get on with it. You can't believe how much potential is there that we've all been holding ourselves back. If anybody thinks, why can't I do this? Or why hasn't this happened? Get yourself out of your way. You know, that's it. Just do it. There's so much.
You'll be glad you did.
That's right. We are.
Thank you so
much,
guys.
Tom and Melissa, you are an incredible couple. You
so
inspire
inspiring.
Us. And for being on the journey with us. We're so appreciative.
Oh, and this is just the beginning. As you said, this is literally just the beginning. We're so honoured that you know, you saw that in the newspaper, you came on board as well. We get to work with both of you, and like, honestly, we truly mean you inspire us. So thank you, and massive well done. I mean, like, you look
huge, well done.
Like, you two look
fantastic,
just unbelievable. And I know you feel it, your energy, but you're just
thank you so much.
Bye, guys. We love you very much.
Have a fantastic weekend.
Have a lovely weekend. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.